Yeah. That was a 13-year-old boy dressed like a girl performing for grown men on stage. This is what is being mainstreamed as acceptable behavior for children and men who like to watch little boys dance provocatively. But as most of you know, this is only the beginning. So let's find out what other stories are trending left. And we head to the classroom where a non-binary second grade educator is teaching 7-year-olds they can absolutely be born in the wrong body. I also want to mention that I would be scared to death if this person was my child's teacher. Let's count the holes in her face together, shall we?
Simply said that a transgender person is born in a boy or girl body, and then in their heart they know that that doesn't match who they are, and so they might then identify by a different gender. It could be a boy that's a girl that's a boy, or someone who feels like neither. Now, why I felt okay sharing this was because they know that I identify as neither. I go by Mix and not Mr. or Miss. But the funniest thing happened when I was explaining, I don't really feel like a girl, but I know I definitely am not a boy. So, I consider myself non-binary, which means, neither. And I like that they understand these terms because they understand that if someone is, two different races, that they're mixed. So because I was neither, they're like, so you're in the middle. That means you're mixed.
5? Maybe 6? Do you count the tongue? The 7 maybe holes? I don't know. Did she say something? Because I was too busy trying to count and figure something out. Now, speaking of forcing the rainbow agenda on the smallest of children, we have a parent in Florida who posted that a local medical center asked her to fill out a check-in sheet for her toddler. As you can see from the form, the first question asks for the patient sex at birth, female or male. Next, it asks for the patient's preferred pronouns, he, him, she, her, they, them, and of course, other. Finally, we wrap up with a section for the patient's internal sense of self. And here are the options: male, female, female to male, male to female, neither, exclusively male nor female, okay, additional gender category, and decline to answer. I'm not exactly sure how the toddler responded, but I'm just going to go with no. I think that sounds like a solid choice out of all of the choices that were possibly put on that form. How about a stop in Texas where one teacher claims Republicans are the worst thing to ever happen to public schools? Why, you may be asking? Well, you see, Republicans have an agenda to keep all the graphic gay sex books out of school libraries, and this cannot stand. Here we go.
If you've been living under a bubble, then let me tell you, the right is trying to destroy public education. I interviewed for a school librarian position. I was really excited because I was like, okay, I think I'm going to go back to teaching this year after having my daughter. I was told that the board hand selects every single book that goes into the library, and you cannot put a single book into the library without the board's approval. So I straight up asked, can I teach a book with a gay couple in it? And they were like, oh, if it's not explicit, that means no. That is an example of what people like this and what people on the right want to do with public education.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead again and say no and no, because clearly she has an agenda. If her first question out of her mouth about wanting a book in the library is that it's involving a gay couple, she has an agenda. She doesn't care about the actual quality of literature and the reading for the children, what they should be learning about. She just cares about the gay couple. But all right. Anyway, finally, we're going to wrap things up with yet another example of what the next generation of woke teachers look and act like. Blaine is a music teacher in Louisiana. But Blaine is also non-binary, and nothing brings them more joy than to see other children identify the same way. Your tax dollars are hard at work as always, Mom and Dad.
First day back went so well. My kids are super sweet and talented. My favorite part of the day, though, was in the last class that I went to. There was a kid that says, oh my gosh, you're non-binary. So is my sister. Look at this picture of them. Right? Isn't that awesome? And that's why I'm out. That's why I'm visible. That's why representation matters.
And that's why Blaine feels the need to be a teacher of young children, to feel that validation from young children. Again, this goes back to all these adults who feel they need to feel that validation from the youngest children because they know if they talk to other adults about it, they'll get the hard truth. So instead, we're just going to indoctrinate the children to go along with our craziness. But thankfully, that's going to wrap up this craziness of this segment. And of course, you can be sure there will be plenty more craziness next week. Until then, stay sane.